Welcome to Mary and Mike English Channel.
Okay, prescription. I have the prescription. But what do I say? Do I say, give me my medicine? No, that sounds wrong. That sounds rude.
Do you see what is happening? Mark is standing outside a pharmacy and he is frozen. He has studied English for 2 years, but the moment he needs to use it, for real, the words disappear.
This is the moment where most English learners panic. The pharmacy counter, the pharmacist asking questions, words you have never practiced before. What do you say? How do you ask politely? What if you don't understand the answer?
Today, we fix that. You are going to follow Mark step by step, from this sidewalk, through the door, to the counter, and all the way out with his medicine in his hand. Every word, every phrase, every polite expression, nothing left out.
But here is the deal. We have hidden a secret vocabulary word somewhere in today's episode, and we asked you a question at the beginning that we will only answer at the end. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
And I'm Mary. Here is today's question. What is the difference between a prescription medicine and an over-the-counter medicine? And why is it called over-the-counter if it's actually on a shelf?
Write your guess in the comments now. Don't scroll away, because when Mark walks through that door, you are walking with him.
Are you ready?
Let's begin.
Okay, Mark, we're here. Do you have the prescription?
Yes. The doctor sent a cough paper electronically to the pharmacy.
Cough paper? Mark, that is called a prescription. Say it with me. Prescription.
Prescription.
Good. Now, when you go to the counter, do not say, "Give me my cough paper." That sounds rude, very direct. In English, we use polite phrases. Instead of, "Give me my medicine," say, "Hi, I would like to pick up my prescription, please." Or, "Hi, I have a prescription to pick up."
Okay. Hi. I would like to pick up my prescription, please.
Perfect. Now, say it like you mean it.
Hi. I would like to pick up my prescription, please.
That sounds natural. That is how actual life sounds. And here's something interesting. Native speakers love these polite patterns. "I'd like to" is useful everywhere. At a pharmacy, at a restaurant, at a hotel, at a coffee shop. Learn one sentence. Use it in dozens of situations. Look, Mark. These are all over-the-counter medicines. OTC.
Over the counter? But they are on the shelves, not over a counter.
Good question. A long time ago in old pharmacies, the pharmacist kept all medicine behind a high counter. You had to ask for everything. But some medicines were safe enough to sell without a pharmacist. So they were put over the counter, where you could reach them yourself. The name stayed, even though they are on shelves now.
Ah, so OTC means no prescription needed.
Exactly. But here is something else. Look at these two medicines for cold and cough. This one says Dayquil. This one says Nyquil.
I've seen those names before, but I never knew why they were different.
Most people don't the first time, but once you understand the names, they're easy to remember. Dayquil is for the day. It does not make you sleepy. Nyquil is for the night. It does make you sleepy. The quill part is the same. The day and nigh tell you when to take it.
Ah, now I get it. When you hear day, think sunshine. You're awake. You're working. You're studying English. When you hear night, think pajamas, a blanket, and hopefully 8 hours of sleep.
Simple memory trick. Day equals awake. Night equals sleepy.
That actually makes it much easier to remember.
Exactly. English becomes much easier when you connect words with pictures. We will talk more about drowsy later. That is the word for makes you sleepy. But for now, go to the counter, Mark.
Hi there, how can I help you?
Hi, I would like to pick up my prescription, please.
Of course. What is your name?
Mark Mori.
Let me pull that up. And can I have your date of birth?
My date of birth?
Yes. Month, day, and year.
Stop right there. Date of birth. This is one of the most common questions at any pharmacy, any doctor's office, any hospital in an English-speaking country. If you do not know how to answer, you will freeze.
Let's practice together. I will ask you. You answer out loud. Right now, wherever you are. What is your date of birth?
You can say it like this: March 15th, 1995, or the 15th of March, 1995.
Let's do one more round. Ready? What is your date of birth?
Excellent. Don't worry if it feels slow. The first few times always do. After enough practice, your answer comes automatically.
And remember, this question doesn't only happen at pharmacies. You'll hear it at clinics, hospitals, dentists, eye doctors, and sometimes even when booking medical appointments over the phone.
So this is one of those high-value English phrases. Learn it once, use it for years.
May 12th, 1990.
Thank you. I see your prescription here. It is for a cough suppressant and an expectorant.
A cough suppressant and expectorant?
Good question. A cough suppressant stops you from coughing. An expectorant helps you cough stuff out, the mucus.
Did you hear Jesse? Do I need to know these words? I can't even remember them right now. Do I need to know this medicine stop my cough, or it helps me cough things out?
No, Mark. When you're sick, your goal isn't to sound like a medical dictionary. Your goal is to understand what the medicine actually does. Let's make this easy. A cough suppressant suppresses or reduces your cough. An expectorant helps clear mucus from your lungs by helping you cough it out. So ask yourself one simple question. Does this medicine stop the cough or help clean my lungs? If you can answer that question, you've understood the important part.
That actually makes those words much less scary.
Exactly. Big medical words become much smaller when someone explains them in plain English. The pharmacist will usually explain it in simple English, like she just did. But if you do not understand, you can always say, "Could you explain that again, please?" Or, "What does this medicine do?"
Now, do you have insurance?
Yes, here is my card.
Great. With your insurance, this will be $10. The brand name version would be $25, but your doctor prescribed the generic.
Generic? What does that mean?
Same active ingredient, same effect. Just a different company makes it. Much cheaper. The FDA checks both the same way, so it is just as safe.
Mark, this is a real money-saving moment. In the United States, medicine comes in two versions, brand name and generic. The brand name is the original, like Tylenol. The generic is the same medicine with a different name, like acetaminophen. Same thing in the bottle, half the price. And the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, checks both. So a generic medicine is not cheap in quality, it is just less expensive. Think about it like this. Imagine two bottles of water from different companies. Different labels, same water. That's the basic idea.
You're paying less for the marketing, not for less medicine.
That's why you'll often hear pharmacists ask if you want the generic version. For many people, it's a great way to save money.
Wow, I always thought generic meant lower quality.
A lot of people think that. That's why we explain the difference.
See, asking questions is never embarrassing. Staying confused is much worse.
Here is your medicine. Now, very important, the dosage instructions are on the label. Take 2 tablets every 6 hours. Do not take more than 8 tablets in 24 hours.
What happens if I take more?
It can be dangerous for your liver. Always follow the dosage. This is what we call the triple dosage rule. The doctor writes it, I check it, and the label confirms it. 3 people, 3 checks. Never take more than the label says.
Mark, this part is extremely important. When the pharmacist gives instructions, slow down and listen carefully. If you miss something, don't just smile and pretend you understood. Instead, politely ask, "Could you repeat that, please?" Or, "Can you say that one more time?" Healthcare workers hear those questions every single day. They would much rather repeat themselves than have someone take medicine incorrectly.
Excuse me, one more question. Will this medicine make me sleepy?
Yes, it may cause drowsiness. That is a medical word for feeling sleepy. Do not drive after taking this.
Drowsy. Okay. So I should take it at night?
That is a good idea. Take it before bed if it makes you drowsy. Also, drink plenty of water and rest. If you have a fever that does not go away after 3 days, see your doctor again.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
You're very welcome. Feel better soon.
And Mark, my grandmother always said, chicken soup.
Chicken soup?
Yes. In American culture, when someone is sick, we say, have some chicken soup. It is not medicine. It is comfort.
Okay. Medicine at night. Water, rest, and chicken soup. I think I can do that.
Look at you, Mark. You walked in nervous, and now you are giving yourself instructions in English. That is how learning begins.
Honestly, when we first walked in, I thought I wouldn't understand anything. Now I actually know what's happening.
Exactly. That's what confidence sounds like. Not knowing every word, but knowing enough to communicate.
This is a beautiful cultural moment. In different countries, people have different comfort foods when they are sick. In Japan, many people drink ginger tea. In Korea, it might be a warm porridge. In the United States, it is often chicken soup.
And almost every culture has something like this. A warm drink, a family recipe, a special soup, something that reminds you that someone cares about you.
It does not cure the cold, but it makes you feel cared for. And that is a kind of medicine too. And there it is, everyone. Mark walked into that pharmacy unsure and nervous. And he walked out confident, with his medicine, knowing exactly how to use it.
Think about everything he accomplished in just one visit. He greeted the pharmacist politely, he gave his name, he answered a question about his date of birth, he learned the difference between prescription medicine and over-the-counter medicine, he understood dosage instructions, he asked about side effects, and he left knowing exactly what to do.
That's real English. Not textbook English, not perfect English, real-life English that helps you solve real-life problems.
Before we answer today's question, let's learn 2 more useful words while we're here. Symptom. Symptoms are the signs that you're sick. A cough. A fever. A sore throat. A headache. Those are symptoms.
And consult. Consult means to get professional advice. In this case, consult your doctor. In other situations, you might consult a lawyer or consult a teacher. It's a very useful verb.
These small words on the label, drowsiness, persist, consult, they can change your health. Learning them is not just about English, it is about staying safe. Now, we promised you an answer to our question from the beginning. What is the difference between a prescription medicine and an over-the-counter medicine?
A prescription medicine requires a doctor's written order, the prescription paper. An OTC, or over-the-counter medicine, you can buy directly from the shelf. And the name over-the-counter comes from old pharmacies where safe medicines were placed on the customer side of the high counter, within reach.
Now you'll never wonder why it's called over-the-counter again.
Exactly! It's one of those expressions that only makes sense after someone tells you the story behind it.
And the secret vocabulary word? It was drowsiness. drowsiness. It means a feeling of being sleepy, usually caused by medicine. Before you leave, give yourself one quick challenge. Imagine you're standing at a pharmacy counter tomorrow. Could you introduce yourself? Could you ask for your prescription? Could you ask what the medicine does? Could you ask about side effects? If your answer is yes, leave a comment and write yes.
And don't just read other people's comments. Write your own. The more you write, the easier speaking becomes.
We read your comments all the time, and it's amazing to watch everyone's English improve from episode to episode.
If this episode helped you, please like this video. Also, if you haven't seen the doctor's visit that came before this, watch it here. And if you are not yet part of the Mary and Mike English channel family, subscribe now. We release new episodes every week to help you speak naturally, confidently, and without fear. Because every lesson is another real-life situation you'll be ready for. At a restaurant, at the airport, at the bank, at the doctor's office, at the pharmacy, and everywhere in between. The more situations you practice, the more confident your English becomes.
Because at the end of the day, English is not about perfect grammar. It is about being calm, speaking slowly, and connecting with people.
Practice makes progress.
See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye!